What's good, everybody? Polypopo here, and by the end of this video you're going to be able to hook up your MPC to any modular rig. Pretty much all you're going to need is two wires. Ever since the MPC came out and it had the CV gates on the back, my goal was to hook up all the MIDI. I wanted to plug in all the jacks, and I saw those little bitty holes in the back. I didn't even know what they were, and I got into the Behringer Neutron, and it really taught me a lot about how to patch things. But just the plugins alone in the MPC have taught me a lot of what shape design and everything. So we're going to get into that, but I really just want to get into how to properly hook this up so you guys can get some banging sounds out of your gear, because it can be intimidating. And as soon as you hook this thing up, CV1 to CV2, you're going to get this droning noise like this. And you're going to be able to play, but you're not going to be able to get that to go away. So what I did, I went oscillator mix out. On any modular system you do that. You go into a VCA. This way you can turn the VCA down. And you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. So right off the bat, whenever you want to use CV, we've gone over the drums, plugins, the keys, the MIDI. I haven't messed with the key groups yet. That's like when you put everything together, and that's crazy stuff. But today we're doing the CV. So it's the bottom right button on track 1. And you got 8 of these, okay, or 4 of these. So we got CV 1 and 2. And that is just the first set of wires that we're going to be using. So I want to show you that they are the blue and purple wire that are going to be going out of my MPC from the back. CV1 is the pitch, which is going to be making the sound go up and down, and then this is going to tell it when to let the sound go. But right whenever you get this, you're going to get this noise like this. Which is really, really dope, but you are like, how do I get the note to cut off? So let me show you this real quick, a little bit better. Alright, so to do this, you're only going to need 2 wires coming out of the MPC. You got CV1 and CV2, and they're just running straight back here. These 2 right here, CV1 and CV2. You can see on the MPC I got CV1 and CV2. That means this and this. Pitch is pitch, and this one even tells you down here gate. Alright, that's just important to know that CV1 sends pitch and CV2 sends gate. So, same 2 right here. You got the pitch and the gate. And it goes all the way up here into the Behringer Neutron. On the Behringer Neutron, I'm going to plug in to control. I can control one oscillator, or I can control them both. I'm going to control them both. I have them in sync. And then for my gate, remember it's the blue wire, the second wire coming out. I'm going to go into E gate 1. And E gate 1 is this right here, envelope 1. Says it right there, envelope 2, envelope 1. So my attack, decay, sustain, release is right here. If I were to take my output of my oscillators without this red wire here and just go straight out, that's the noise you're gonna get. Okay, I go out of my output right here is just, trust me on this, and I go out of my oscillator mix instead of the output that we just had it set up to, and I go into my VCA. And we still get the same thing, but now we can control the notes right here. Turn it all the way down. So now it acts like it controls how much is going through the VCA with the filter. So there you go, you get your little plucks. What's cool about the bearing and neutron is that it has its own repeats and some effects built into it, pretty much the repeats. I love the delay on here. I'm a big delay fan. So again, it's the same thing. We just took the CV1 and CV2 out of the MPC. You hear it droning? That was driving me crazy, so I had to share how to get the. Now you can play your notes, and it's a lot better. And I'm running it through my MPC. So now I can sequence everything through it. And you know what's super cool about all of this is now you can walk up to any modular rig with those, I said 2 wires coming out of the MPC, but there's 3, the oscillator mix going into the VCA, or outputs of a mixer going into a VCA. You want it going into a voltage control amplifier, I suppose. And that's the beautiful thing about this is I have no idea what's going on, and this is very basic, but if you're getting into modular gear, that could be really, really aggravating to have this going on in the background and not know how to fix it. So underneath here I got the Model D. It's the same thing. Oscillator volt, that's CV1, and then a gate is CV2. And then you can play, I have this hooked up MIDI through, I like to have this one hooked up MIDI. It saves on wires, but it makes a weird little, you know, cool little sound. But I got that hooked up with MIDI channel D. Port D is going out into my Model D. I thought that would be easy. And then I think that's the only MIDI. No, I got my keyboard hooked up on MIDI 3, MIDI port C, so MIDI C coming out of the MPC into my keyboard. It's got my sounds, and here under program I can even change the sounds. Pretty dope. It can control everything from here. And I can send more CV if I wanted to. I go to my CV mixer and I can control the pitch from right here on my Q links. So it gives you a lot of control. You know how much I love the MPC, but I'm just showing you. That's a different synthesizer. That's this one. Also hooked up MIDI A. You can change the sounds of MIDI A. And once you have all your stuff set up, so these are just like my plugins that I have. I have my synthesizers, and then these over here, I'll show you that they are set up the same way. You can see right here. So the 2 things you need is CV1, CV2. CV1 goes into voltage, pitch, anything that says oscillator, VO, okay? Like this one right here. Anywhere where it says VO. This is CV1, CV2, and they're going out, out, into here. So this is my hi-hat. And the same, without that, the white noise would just bleed through. You want white noise in your hi-hat, but I was like, same thing. This is just a dual VCA. Same thing we used, a VCA. So those three things, I just can't stress that enough, because I had to find that out by doing a lot of research. That's this one over here. It's another Helix. And this one here, Elements. This is another one. I got just gate. Oh, okay. I was going to say gate 7 and 8. Each track has its own CV program, of course, okay? If you notice that. 8, they all have their own, so I had to hit plus and add a, you can add a lot of, I don't know if there's a limit on CV or not, but I know plugins you only get 8. So yeah, I'm gonna play this song for you guys and just kind of show you that you can tame what's going on here. So I got 12 different things going on, and I want to show you here. Check this out. And if you're new to the channel and you like stuff like this, hit me up, because I got a long road ahead of me. I want to go over bio data sensor feedback modules and my favorite delays and some modules that I plan on getting in the future. So here we go. I'm just gonna let her rip here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.